Welcome to a quick, maybe, review of this, I want to call it plexiglass. It's a plastic paint rack. This is sold on just about every major marketplace that allows third-party sellers under a variety of brands. So you can search for nail polish rack, and it is going to give you a complete variety of all these. Which exact one you order, I'm not sure matters, but I will link below the two that I purchased off of Amazon. With the caveat that if you're outside the US, you will almost guaranteed have to search for some other random brand of this that is on your local Amazon or eBay or whatever. So this is an acrylic rack. This one here has 3 tiers, and each of these tiers is just a little kind of U-shaped tray that you can put your paints in. The nice thing is it stores any kind of paint you want. I have Citadel here, I have Army Painter here, I have some Turbo Dork up here, which is good because Turbo Dork does not fit in a lot of the racks that have cutouts for like the Army Painter size paints, but it fits in here no problem because there's no divisions. You can slide paint around, you can reorganize things quite wonderfully well. This 3-tier rack is going to be seen in the background of most of my upcoming videos because this is my new kind of working paint rack on my desk. I'm going to grab the paints that I need for a project, put them on this rack, and then use it for that. So let's talk a little bit about the construction and things. So these U-shaped channels, they're solid on the ends, and then they're U-shaped in the middle, and they come sort of pre-assembled. You don't have to glue them together or anything. And then these 2 side pieces will come as separate pieces in the package as well. If you're really lucky, your package will also include the nuts and bolts. I say that because the first one of the ones I ordered didn't, and I had to exchange it. So just so you know, the quality control on these is about what you'd expect from a random kind of no-name brand on Amazon. Anyways, they're just little Phillips head bolts with a nut that goes on the other side. It comes with a little tiny screwdriver for assembling it. You put the bolt through, you put the nut on, you screw it. And honestly, I didn't even use a wrench. I just tightened it with the screwdriver, holding it with my finger, and this has been very solid. 2 screws in each one on each end is a pretty solid thing. I am liking it so far. I think the thing I really like about it too is I can store just a ton of paint here. When we look at the top here, I have 6 of the Army Painter neon paints, plus there's some Vallejo, and then we've got 5 Turbo Dorks over here, so at least 12 Army Painter paints in each one. They hold a solid 9 of the Citadel paint pots, and the cool thing again with that is it doesn't matter like how high they are. Like here I have my tall thing of Agrex Earthshade, here I have my contrast. The one caveat to that maybe is that these little pots of Citadel aren't as nice in here, but they do fit just fine. No complaints at all from me. And I can intermix my different paints that I'm using for different projects, and so I think that might be my favorite part. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of a zoom over here, because I'm going to take you to the bookshelf that lives beside my painting desk. So here we are. Unclipped the camera mount from the desk. Now we're going to zoom over past the orcs to the paint rack in one of these kind of cubby bookshelf organizers. So if you ever see those like cubby organizers, a lot of folks use them for board games. You can get them from IKEA. This one I think I just got from Walmart. Doesn't really matter. The nice thing here is I have the larger version of this, I believe. It's the 13-inch one. So check your size of your paint rack. Mine fits perfectly inside, side to side here. And this is a 6-tier one. So there you go. And look, this is where all of my Citadel contrast paints and maybe a wash or two are now living. Oh, and there's some army painters sneaking in there. You can see that. All right, we'll zoom back past the orcs. And there we go. All right, so review-wise, these racks are surprisingly inexpensive for the quality you get. They were easy to assemble, they were well protected. You have to peel the plastic off these side pieces before you put them on. They're well packaged, at least the brand I got, and as long as they include the hardware, you're good to go. You assemble them, you're up and running. No gluing or cutting or any crazy thing like that. You just put it together. So there you go. I think this is perhaps the simplest and easiest paint storage solution that you might find, and it's just a generic, nail polish rack on Amazon. So highly recommend if you're thinking about a paint rack, you've got a bunch of different kinds of paints and aren't really sure what you want, maybe try one of these out. These were not expensive at all. I think I ordered both of these and it was barely at the free shipping threshold of $25 for Amazon. I might have had to actually add something to get the free shipping, I forget. And of course the prices do fluctuate. But there you go. Overall, if I was going to buy more paint racks, I'm buying more of these. Anything with the holes in it just seems inferior now. The trays are the new hotness. In fact, I've been seeing these paint racks on everybody's channel recently. I think it's a trend that's really taking off, which is interesting. Maybe, though, it's the phenomenon, you ever learn something new or see something new and then you start seeing it everywhere? A classic example is like you buy a certain model of car and then you start noticing like, oh, everybody's driving this car. You feel like you see them everywhere. Maybe that's a little bit of what's happening with me with this paint rack. I bought it and then I start seeing it on like all the YouTube channels. Even Games Workshop's own Twitch channel has these in like as their display, and which is nice. These look great on camera, I suppose. They're clear, so it really showcases the paints you're trying to, sell in their case. I don't sell paints, I just paint with them. But anyways, that's my take. This is my go-to paint rack now. Let me know if you get one, which of the different brands, they're just kind of, one-off brands. It's whatever folks decide to brand them as. I have a feeling there's only a few different styles that are actually manufactured, and folks are branding them as whatever random brand they want. It's not a certain like gaming brand or anything like that. Well, let me know which one you get, if it was a hit or a miss, and if you're going to try these for your paints. I definitely recommend them. Alright, well that's all for this review. Take care. Thanks for watching. Let's get gaming.